Hey everyone, Ryan here again with more tips and tricks on how to utilize Command for Teams. One of the primary ways that team functionality works within Command is through the use of 3 permission levels. Those permission levels are going to impact who on your team has access to what aspects of the functionality. So let's take a look at how easy it is to set those up and talk a little bit about what each particular role on a team might fall into. To access or affect those team permissions, we're going to need to navigate to our settings. So I can find those here by clicking on my name in the top toolbar of Command and looking for that gear icon for our settings. And the team permissions are going to be located in our general settings header under the team management tool. Now, if you're following along on your own Command account, you may or may not see that team management tool depending on what permission level you have on your team. But if you are in the position of having unlimited permissions on your team, you'll have access to this team management tool and be able to very easily and quickly affect and change those team permission levels for your team. So as you can see here in the team members roster, I've got everyone on Nina Royals Realtors team here, their name, their role on my team, and the third column being their permission level. So changing the permission levels is really just as simple as locating one individual, clicking into the drop-down menu, and clicking on whatever permission level they should have. Those changes will take effect immediately. So the next time they refresh or click something in Command, they'll now have that enhanced level of permissions. But as for what those permission levels are and what they mean, we'll need to click into our Permissions tab to take a closer look at that. The permission levels here are going to be 3 that can be utilized for every single member of your team, no matter what they do. Everyone's going to fall into one of these 3 buckets. So we've got our unlimited level of permissions, which is the true keys to the kingdom, right? Unlimited permission members are going to have full access to the team's Command environment, and that's going to include things like being able to see the entirety of the team's contacts and database, being able to manage the team itself through the team management tool we are currently looking at, and being able to, with a few clicks, export the entire team's database. Enhanced levels of permissions are very similar to unlimited. They can still see almost everything within the team environment. They're going to have that heightened level of visibility for everyone's database. They're going to be able to manage and set up and affect the processes and systems for the team as a whole. But the big difference between enhanced and unlimited is the ability to access this tool that we are currently looking at. The team management tool is only accessible to those with unlimited permissions. And the standard level of permissions is really going to be just enough to utilize the team's systems and models to work within the team's framework that has been established by those with higher permission levels, and to see and do your transactions and manage your contacts and leads as part of the team's framework. I'll see exactly what I need to do my business, no more and no less. If you would like to see a full breakdown of what these permission levels entail, we can click into this full permissions breakdown, and there's also a full list of exactly what you're seeing here available to anyone on answers.kw.com. But as you can see here, as I scroll through this full permissions breakdown, enhanced and unlimited look very similar. Almost everything that's checked in one is checked in the other, with the notable exception of access to this team management tool that we are currently looking at here in Command, which is going to allow us to add or remove team members, as well as to change these permission levels. And additionally, enhanced permission team members are not going to be able to delete all of the archived contacts or to export the team's database with a few clicks. So when we say keys to the kingdom for unlimited, the ability to do that is very important, and you always want to use your best judgment when adding members of your team to these permission levels. But as a general rule, standard is perfect for those members of your team who are just selling and buying real estate. Right? They're buyers or seller agents. They need to be fed leads from the team. They need to work their people and their transactions, and no more or less than that. Enhanced permissions are perfect for those who are establishing processes and working for the greater team as a whole. People like your transaction coordinators or your marketing managers, people who need to be able to see the bird's eye view of the team's operations and establish those processes without managing the team itself. And those unlimited permissions are going to be those who manage the team itself, everything we just talked about, and then a little bit more. So by default, your unlimited permissions is of course going to be the rainmaker or owner of the team, and perhaps that highest level admin or the director of operations or whomever else might be managing not just the processes and systems for the teams, but also the team in its entirety. Everyone is going to fall into one of those 3 permission levels in Command, and those permission levels are really going to be what the core functionality of teams working within Command hinge around. So take a look at your team, figure out amongst yourselves who's going to be responsible for setting those processes and expectations and for managing the team itself so that you can best align those individual roles with the 3 permission levels in Command. And there's a lot more to learn about how Command works for teams. So go ahead, click the next video and let's take a closer look.